You might have a PhD, you know a lot about the world, but you don't know anything about yourself. What is the point? Value is not something you can determine outwardly. Value is something that is experienced within. There's daily manna. The Israelites took it for 40 years. I don't know how long I'm going to take it for.
Are you a single mom or a single dad? We invite you to bring your kids for a play date with other kids at our kids-friendly cookout, and you also get to meet other single moms and single dads. Now, if you're married, you can also bring your kids and your spouse, or make sure your wedding ring is properly visible so that nobody disturbs you. And lastly, if you don't have kids, but you're looking to date a single mom or a single dad, don't say I never did anything for you. So our cookouts are all about bringing people together. What the people do after that is really up to them. So join us for a guided group cooking event on Saturday, 4th October 2025 from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Saraya Nairobi Kitchen Lab. That's at Masabit Plaza along Ngong Road. Now remember, this event is open to singles, couples, and kids. Now, we can't guarantee love, but we can cook together and see kama kataivana. So quickly grab your tickets to the Essential Cookout using the link below. Thank you.
It's been a long since I spoke, like spontaneously without being given expectation of what to say. Yeah.
Isn't that how life is lived?
Yeah, that is how life should be lived, spontaneously, because planning and everything makes you feel like you're making yourself, yet you're already made. You understand?
Yeah.
So that spontaneity is the essence of life, actually. Because you have been told everywhere, even in the Bible, don't worry about tomorrow. All scriptures, all holy books teach you to live in the moment, to not worry about the next moment, because you cannot add life to your life by worrying. So being in the moment is what I'm actually struggling with right now. And I find like, yeah, it works. As much as those questions are there, I take them as part of being, because that moment has never broken me. I always emerge like I walk with a tall stride. Yeah, I'm confident about the moment, even though I complain sometimes.
My thinking is, if you're nervous about the moment,
yeah,
that means you're not confident with yourself about the moment, with who you are in the moment.
Let me tell you something. It's not about confidence. It's about the essence of how you want to experience the moment. You don't want it to experience it in a made-up way. You want to experience it fully. But the nervousness comes with the experience of darkness. Understand? Darkness is there because it is the mirror that shows us our blindness, that shows us our limitation. And with that limitation of darkness, that's where divine essence comes in. What you're created with comes in and does its thing, and you go through that darkness. Because life is essentially a series of impossibilities. It's not everybody here is trying to figure out life because they feel like there's an impossibility that is impending if they don't figure it out. So it's a series of impossibilities, and that is where the power of God is shown, by overcoming these impossibilities. Because if you let the world overcome you, what is the essence of you being you? You understand? The other time I came about something, an epiphany came to me. The outer light, the outer darkness, yes, the outer darkness can never overcome the inner light. The world is the outer darkness. And you, your essence is the inner light. And your essence is what is living. It can never be overcome by the world. So, however, that tension is there, that tension means that you're moving towards certainty and within certainty. But it is the flesh that is weak and the spirit is willing. It doesn't mean that the flesh is weak, so the flesh will submit to the world. No, it means that the flesh, its nature is weak, but the spirit that you're created with, which is willing, is the strength of you. You understand? You're not supposed to identify with flesh. You're supposed to identify with spirit. So whenever you're moving and you're feeling like you're anxious, you're fearful, that is the flesh speaking. That is not your voice. So identify with the spirit from now henceforth. Walk like a warrior.
So then, if the flesh is scared, or yes, and the spirit is willing,
yeah.
How do you merge the two to be singing the same song?
The song is sung by the spirit. Whatever the flesh is saying is dust. You understand? Man was made from dust. So whatever the flesh is saying is nothing. It's not a voice to be heard. It's a voice to be ruled over. Understand? That's why there's sovereignty of the spirit. The spirit rules over flesh. So the song that should be sung is the song of the spirit, not of the flesh. So the flesh is there to show its weakness, its nothingness. It cannot. It is its nature. It cannot. But the spirit is there to say that I will take care of the flesh, because it is the spirit that lives in the flesh. The spirit is clothed by dust. You understand? And when the dust is weak, then the dust decays, the spirit lives on. You understand? So the song that is sung, that should be sung in life, is the song of the spirit, not of the flesh. And that is where we are headed. Because you realize something, like referring to Christian mythology. In the Garden of Eden, what happened when they ate of the fruit of knowledge and whatever? They forgot their essence. You understand? And God had the option to either annihilate the man and create a new being, or recreate the knowledge, the consciousness of that essence in man while man is still living, which he did. You understand? This motion from the fall in the Eden to the coming of Jesus, to the crucifixion of Jesus and the expected coming of Jesus, is a motion towards what do you call it? A full knowledge of ourselves, or the consciousness, a full consciousness of the spirit. And once we are fully conscious, we will see Jesus for himself. That's how Jesus will come. Jesus will come when we are fully conscious. And right now we are just moving. We are being created consciously. Even though we have not been destroyed, the flesh has not been destroyed. You understand? The spirit is we are being taught about the spirit so that we can live fully in the spirit. And that is the essence of creation. The essence of creation is not creating flesh and letting it live. No, it's about the flesh being aware of what is living within it. Yeah.
So in the piece, you say, I am 1, 0.
Yeah.
And we know the language of computers is ones and zeros.
Yeah.
So my question is, are we like simulations in a computer?
No, I don't know about computers and simulation and everything. Me, I just realized the oneness that I am, the purpose that I fulfill in life, and the shoes that I wear, no one else can fit in them other than me. That's the reason why I am 1 and I am equal to 0, because there's no one else, not even a tree, can fulfill my purposes. So the same way I am 1 and unique and authentic as this, is the same way you're also 1, and everybody else is also 1 and unique and authentic. We can all be selling, what do you call it, maize, but the way we sell it is different. And the differences is how we get our provision. That is our uniqueness, and that is our light. We are not at competition at any point in time. Because you are all selling maize, we are competing. No, the way you are doing it is not the same way I'm doing it. So my voice is my uniqueness and my authenticity, and it is presented in anything that I do, regardless of any other person doing the same thing that I'm doing. My voice is unique, and I'll let it be heard the same way you should let your voice be heard. So the piece is about authenticity. Yeah.
Our own individual authenticity.
Yeah. No one should tell you how you should be. If somebody should tell you how you should be, what's the point of having your own thoughts? You understand? You have your own thoughts because that's your voice and you should listen to it. So the only common thing we have in life, actually, the only commonness we have is in silence. We can never have any common views because our voices are different. So when you keep quiet and you are silent and you listen to yourself, you're listening to your voice. And when you express from your voice. And you live an authentic life because you are following your own path. You understand? So the reason why there is politics and all these things is because you are trying to find a common stance in views. And that is impossible. And you are told, be still and know that I'm God. The Buddhists tell you silence, or vipassana. They tell us observe your breath because your breath is going to teach you about yourself. We'll all find our purpose, our common purposes, because we have a common goal in life, which is to know the spirit fully. But you can know the spirit fully if you get out of the way with your views and you listen to yourself. Because there is a voice inside us, every one of us, telling us. There are two voices in us. There is a very gross voice in your heart telling you very bad things that you can't, you are not enough and stuff like that. It is very loud. But we've talked about the shrill, still voice, the shrill, small voice behind that one. It is very subtle. And the more subtle something is, the more compounding it is, the more it carries everything else. So listen to that subtle voice. Don't listen to the loud voice it's very gross, that is telling you that you can't. Listen to that subtle voice that it's telling you, walk this way. It will always tell you where the path is. Yeah.
Okay. So another thing you say is value.
Value.
Piece.
Yeah.
So what is value, and what does it mean when you say I am total value?
Value is intrinsic. You are born with innate value. Whatever people are giving you like numbers, telling you this is what you're worth, that is not your value. Because without you, they wouldn't have written those numbers. And numbers never end. So you are total value because you can't be quantified by numbers. You are the definition of infinity. Numbers will go on and they'll never fill up your value. So whatever you do in this world, whether it's dotting a painting or writing something, whatever you do, even just breathing, no one can buy that from you. No one can define you by the value of your bank account, because they don't know. They're judging you from limitation. If somebody can judge you based on how much you have in your bank, he's judging you from limitation because he has realized he has a higher number than yours, but it's not all the numbers in the world. So he's judging you from his limited point of view. You understand? But that is not your value. Value is not something you can determine outwardly. Value is something that is experienced within. You understand? It's not something that, like I've said, you can determine outwardly. You experience your value because it is part of your essence. Everywhere you go, whatever you touch, however you do it, that is your value. Without that experience, you are not. And if you can't see total value in every experience that you go through, whether the world says that experience is hard or easy, if you can't see totality in that, then you are not fully realized. You have to know that wherever you are you are enough. And there is no scale that anyone can use to judge you by. Because these scales are what the world order thrives on. The world order thrives on narratives that man is not enough. No, they say that some countries are first world, others are third world, yet the individuals have the same essence of God in them. So the narrative of the world order is to tell you that I am more enough than you. And without that narrative, if you know yourself as totally enough, as totality, who can define you? You are totally free from all narratives of the world order. So value is innate, intrinsic. It's not something, it's something you experience in your life from the very beginning to the end of it, to infinity, to eternity, yani. Yeah, no one can define value for you. And I'm saying that this is an era where we are working right now. We are working and we say we are being paid we are earning our money, but in real sense, you're not getting the real worth that you deserve for your services. And there's all these inequalities and everything. So any kind of labor that is not intrinsic within you, that is not coming from, that comes from a sense of urgency. You understand? Any kind of labor that comes from a sense of urgency, from a sense of fear, from a sense of lack, from a sense of anxiety, that is slavery. And it's a hard undoing for man to accept this, because in the end you have to walk through that fire of knowing that I am not working for myself, it is God providing for me. But in reality, people think that they are working for themselves. Without work, they can't survive. But the weakness of this narrative that we have right now of the world order is that that work can be removed from your space. It is not permanent. So it's not lasting. It is not eternal. So it means you are living in an illusion that can be burned. And when it's burned, you remain there with still a process to go through, an emotional process to go through. When you realize, I don't have a job, it has been burned. I don't have money, it has been burned. Now I have myself. And you have to face all this, the world, with what you have. So the alchemy comes in where you have to go through the world without all these things and still walk confidently, knowing that you have the internal value within you that you can never lack. Because when all attitudes, when external wealth has been burnt away, you remain with attitude. When all these attitudes have been burnt away, what remains? Essence. And that is what cannot be killed. That is where you realize that the devil is lying, because you can never lack. You can never lack because you have essence. And that is the core of reality. Because there are some people like me, we have not been working for, like, right now, this is the third year I've not been working. And I've been living and eating. And I don't know how all that happens. But I go by living in the moment. I listen to myself. And where the spirit nudges me to follow, I follow, and I find my sustenance. Now living on that daily manner is what people find hard, and yet they all have to go through it in the end for them to see heaven. Because at the end of it all, that is where the plenty will flow from. It doesn't flow from fullness of ignorance and attitudes. No, it flows from emptiness of all those attitudes and presuppositions. When you empty yourself of the world, the reality of spirit will flow from you. I don't know how, I'm still expecting, but I am a testimony, I'm a living testimony that it does. It takes care of me daily. There's daily manna. The Israelites took it for 40 years. I don't know how long I'm going to take it for. Yeah. But that's the reality. That the world has to go through the fire of alchemy. And Jesus will come after that. People, and people are going through it. It's not that like people will go through it at a certain time or any time in future. People are going through it now. People are getting these realizations now. People are awakening. People are walking confidently in spirit. People are denying flesh the voice to control them. Understand? People are getting aware of these things. It is happening even now. So I know it's something workable. Value is within you, and it will feed you because it is your being, like I've said in the poem, that is supposed to validate you. It is what like says you are alive. Understand? So without you being aware of your being, what are you doing? If you have your securities in your bank accounts, in your job, in the systems that you have been offered in the world, and the education system, you might have a PhD, you know a lot about the world, but you don't know anything about yourself. What is the point? You don't know anything about yourself, yet you know everything about money. The moment money is gone, then what? You start writing books about how you're suffering. And that's how you find your soul. Because now you're experiencing it from the core of being. That's why the book of Lamentation was written. You understand? Because these Israelites had really believed in the power of money and gold and silver. Then the gold was taken away and they were conquered and everything. Now they lived from the core of their being because they don't have anything else in the world to save them. Sasa.
The last question.
Yeah.
I'll quote what you say.
Yeah.
What I express knows itself.
Yeah.
So what's the meaning of this?
Life is everywhere, and what you write lives. What you express lives. It doesn't come back to you empty. It doesn't come back to you empty. Whatever you express, that's why I tell you the value is innate. Whatever you did when you're being born, when you grow up, is coming to you, back to you right now, and it's not coming back to you empty. So if you, the way they say, you sow, you get what you sow. You understand? So I believe in my pieces, my poetry, my painting, and my voice, I believe it usually goes out there. I don't control what it does. Once it's out there, I don't know what it says to any other person, because that person also has his own being that he should be aware of. So the way he interacts with my pieces is not up to me, because it is up to that piece that interacts with it. It is alive. I have given it life to be what it is. So let it be, let it speak. And they come back. Yeah, they come back.
What comes back?
The essence of your voice. Whether it takes millennia or 10 days, or you'll get that response. And you'll realize that your voice has gone out there and it has come back with the response. Yeah, you'll get that response. Your words will never go out and come back void. So do what is within you, what is aching at the core of your being. Do it, it will return. So the return depends on the depth. If it's too deep, you know it's going to take a lot of people, it is going to cover a large expanse. So it means it's going to take a long time to come back. But when it comes back, you will feel the magnitude of what you said or what you offered. It's all an offering. It's all an offering. And an offering comes back with the reward. Yeah. And it's written, even God says, my word shall not come back void. It shall accomplish what I sent it to accomplish. So to live from essence means that you are conscious of everything that you say, everything that you do, everything that you feel, everything, because it comes back to you. You're not doing it like we discussed the other time. You're not doing it to you, to another person, you're doing it to you. It must come back to you. So be careful of the seeds you sow. Yeah. No other like me. 1 is equals to 0, for there is no other like me or you. So I won't write, I won't paint for anything other than essence. It is up to being to validate me, to quiet my doubts, to dissolve my anxieties. I am total expression, and what I paint or write, what I express, knows itself. It is alive and it's breathing. So let it go out there, let it sing my name, let it go, let it validate me, let it speak for me. It is my light. They are my words, my pictures, my creations, the validations of that I am alive, breathing like them. Let them know that they will never be watered down by greed or pressure. No, they will always be vital breaths of life, tantalizing, invigorating souls and awakening beings. Whether in pleasure or in strife, I won't loosen foot on essence. Let them go out there, strong, I say strong, knowing that their source, their foundation is unshakable. For I will not express for value when I already am total value beyond conceivable temptations. I am 1, 0, and there is no other like me. Thank you.